Okay, that's working. Haven't broken anything. What's up, gamers? Welcome back to Impossible Game Challenges Daily. We're doing more of this. So let me futz the volume just a skosh here. I think I turned on subtitles so we can actually read the
Hello,
briefing.
human. I am Salvatros, the organizer of the resistance. For centuries, the overlords have been enslaving other species. You humans were not the first. You are a relatively new addition to their menagerie. Our ultimate goal is to gather reinforcements from our original homelands and return to defeat the overlords once and for all. We recently started constructing a shipyard in orbit of a former overlord mining outpost. There, we will build the ships that will take us to our native planets, assuming we are also able to develop a working skip drive. Though most of the outpost's natural resources have been stripped, there are still many metal deposits that we can use to construct the shipyard and the ships themselves. As you are well aware, we have purloined many assets from the overlords, and so they are on edge. We need your factory building skills to wrap up construction as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I don't know about quickly, I'm gonna be honest.
Time to get to work.
Right, so quickly you say. That's the goal here, because I don't know if I'm gonna be doing that. Oh, let me also just adjust this. Excellent, and then check over here. That's all good. That's all good. Alright, we're cooking. That's lore.
Hello, again. I wanted to introduce you to a newly developed tool, the laser. Our tools engineer, Ortis, who you may have met already, took the concept of the eviscerator and somehow made it far more dangerous. It should be useful in your work here.
Great. If there's one thing I love, it's danger. So let's go ahead and set up our hotbar. We'll get blocks, we'll get conveyors, get rotators, we'll get welders. I assume this doesn't... Oh my god! Okay, I'll do that there. Sensors, you go there. Sensors, pushers, wires, and lifters all the way here. That's actually perfect. So I learned this trick is you can hit C and it changes what block you're blocking. So it works on rotators. Apparently lasers turn into eviscerators, sensors turn into sideways sensors, pistons turn into blockers. I don't think wires change. I don't think lifters change, and then welders turn into top-down ways welders. So that is nice. I don't think these change. No. Okay, so we need to make... First of all, I like the big overlord statues around the sides. I guess that's like the portal observation room. Or maybe it's just metal. Anyway, this area is pretty cool. So what's going to happen here is that just sheets of metal just come out. And I need to make metal walls that are this tall, and then also ones that are this tall. But we have a new block to do that, which is the laser. Let's see, so it's going to be... I want one... How tall are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How tall are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're cooking on both sides there. So this is going to need a... Now I could do this with eviscerators on pistons, but I could also just do this, so we'll just do that. And then, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is 5 wide. Yeah, we're good there. So then if I then put another bank of lasers like this, when I fire the lasers, it will... This piece will drop out. And then we can cart it over to the goal. Great. Now, obviously, that's not going to fire. Because I also need to make this piece. So that is going to be... I think this is 3 tall. Yeah, and 3 wide. So 1, 2, 3. And then more lasers. But also, I don't want these, so we'll just get rid of those. These blue blocks. Yeah, I've got this right. We're good. Get rid of those there, though. And then can bring this one out through here. Do need a sensor. Sensor can go right there. I guess having it knock the entire... This is excessive. We don't need that. You get over there. Great. Now just wire it. And then cross here. I think that'll do it. Yeah, there we go. So this is actually a no welder level. Excellent. Okay, let's continue. So we now have the laser. So I'm not going to upgrade the welder count yet because we didn't use any. I'll update it once we do use any. Central axis support. Let's send it.
Hey, I'm watching over you and a few other engineers in case something happens. Like if the overlords make an appearance, or you fall into a pit.
Hey, I heard that.
That's a classic Dave moment right there. Alright, what are we building? We are building this like donut torus thing. Looks to be like a solid cube with some bits removed. But the top doesn't have a hole in it. So it's just crossways. What's our input? Oh, giant chunks of metal. Sick. Okay. So, what I'm seeing is we cut off a 5-block chunk. Actually, that's what we need, right? So, connect all that. 2, 3, 4, 5 up and over roots. That should give us a 5 by 5 by 5 gigacube. Yeah, there we go. Now I need a few more adjustments to it. We want to knock out the... There should be a hole here. And then there should be holes of those side. We can add those in. Oh, that's going to get in the way of the wiring. So let me move the wiring around the back. There we go. Let's see. So we wanted extra holes here, here, there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one here, as well as in the middle. That's looking better already. So now, go ahead and get this on a belt. Move it over here, because it has another phase to do. I should have done that better, though. Boom. Ah, okay, so the problem there was that I kept firing the laser, which we would prefer not to do. So actually, this is fine. That's what we want. And just have it push this guy off the edge there. So yeah, once it drops, then we'll pick it up on a belt. Yeah, there we go. That should give me room to rotate it. Perfect. Once it rotates, we can bring it this way. Okay, great. And then I think here, is where the sensor should go. That's not going to be tall enough, is it? Yeah, we need one more. Yeah, that looks good. So bring this wire over here, like a ways over here. And one laser can go there. That'll do the top right, I believe. It did not rotate that time because of the wire. That's on me. Move the wire out of the way. Get rid of those. Good. Alright, and then let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there, one goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4. One here. 1, 2, 3, 4. One here. And then in the middle. I think that should do it. Okay, that's good. Now I need to not do that, first of all. That's important. And second, drop it down to eviscerate the last couple bits there.
Hey, I'm watching over
I've
you
already
and
read
a few
this.
other engineers in case something happens. Like if the overlords make an appearance, or you fall into a pit.
Hey, I heard that.
Am I able to drop this? Or will it get lasered by the next guy? That one got lasered by the next guy. Can I bring it closer? That cleared. That cleared. Okay, so that's good. We have that we can work with. Put a block here. Go ahead and start building a conveyor. And then one this way. That's the perfect height as well. Yeah, that's pretty good. So just need to eviscerate the corners. Where does this thing land? Right here. So one corner is going to be the next block over. I think this one. So laser here, rotate it, hit C to turn it into an eviscerator. 2, 3, 4. And then this, but it should actually be here so it doesn't block the path. And I need to support it. And over here, same deal. Does that work? Okay, not quite. Not quite. First of all, I missed. And second of all, these guys are eating the bits they're not supposed to eat. So neither of those things are great. That's easy to solve though, if I just put a block there for no reason, and I move this whole assembly up by one. I think that's it. I think I've made the block here. It could actually turn 2 blocks sooner. I think that's right. So let's send it in. And then put like a wall here. Ah, that has not worked. This is not the hard part. I don't know why I'm having trouble with it. There, do that. And then on this side, 2 blocks away, I'll put a wall. think that works. And oh, I need one here as well. I think that works. Why is mine wrong? Oh, I still have one of my lasers missed. Hey, how you doing? So far, so good on the minimum welders challenge, given that I haven't had to use any. This one's not wired. Let's just fix that. How are you doing? Nice. All right. So that is the first 2 levels both done with no welders. Awesome. Have a good time. Thanks for coming by as well. Hear me ramble about building whatever old crap. Let's see. Where's the lore? Oh, is there no lore on this one? So, the deal here is I need to make a whole bunch of stuff. Thank you, I appreciate it. How tall is this thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 tall. How tall is the thing I'm making? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the way to make this is going to be make it in layers. So make this layer, make this layer, and then I can just use one set of welders, weld them all together. So it's gonna have to go in sideways. We can do that. So first I need one of those U shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down. And then up. Actually, I can multitask here, right? And then this can be the next layer. That's only going to make it harder, but that's fine. So this setup should cut out a U-shape piece, which is going to be this one, and a perfectly flat piece, which is going to be this one here next to the touchdown thing. All right. So then, to make that next piece, it needs a whole... I just actually draw the shape of the piece. It's going to look like this. So I fill everywhere else with lasers. Great. Another wall. And then finally, another wall here of 5. Drop down by 3. And then a sensor here. Nope, up one here. To do that. And then wire this. Luckily, it's not a minimum wire challenge, so I can just do that. It's fine. This should make all the shapes we need. Okay, I'm going to need you to pause after making the shapes so I can actually confirm the shapes. Okay, so here we go. We have 2 U's, 2 lines. Okay, I think that's all good then. Now I need to assemble them in the order I would like them to be. Let's see. So that's going to be the middle there. Remove that. That's going to be there. And then, of course, one over here. So that should catch all the pieces. Awesome. So these 2 can just weld together. They're all good to go. Belt here makes more sense to me. Let's do that. 2, 3, 4, and then more belt. All right. I think I can do this with static welders even. I don't even think I need to move them. Those are lifters. So if we put the welders here, that'll weld these 2 together around the back. Great. Next, this thing goes in. That doesn't work on the timing because that went in the wrong order. Can I delay it with a pointless, like, lifter, perhaps? And then an upside down belt line. Here, maybe? Ah, I see the problem. Is that doesn't work. But if I put more belts, we can salvage this bad idea. Go. That delays that piece enough. Now these two have fallen off the side. Also, it's occurred to me that it would probably be easier to make the line at the bottom and then make the U shape up here. Because then they'll fall in the right order. So what if you two also just go this way? Does that work? It's kind of working. It didn't work because the laser blast ate the thing it was welding. Cool. I could move the welding station down along the line, or I could assemble it faster. How about this? That's lined up correctly. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. So get rid of that. Rotate that. No, this one comes this way. This one comes this way. And a little bit more. Drop it down onto this here. I think that works. Oop. How we doing? That makes the shape. There it goes. Ooh, it wasn't quite fast enough. I lasered half of it off. Well, not half of it, but just like a little bit. I think I can fix that with a wall here. Maybe. There it goes, and we avoided the laser. So I think that should do it. Nice. I've been thinking about these levels with the lasers and the metal coming out, and I was thinking that'd actually be really good for this challenge. Kind of bad because the parts you make in them are kind of big, but good because I get to control the shapes the parts come out in, so I can control which kind of welds are necessary. So, yeah, I was thinking these would be pretty good for the challenge, and sure enough, it's going well so far. So, that was docking clamp, structural frame. I also like the big statues around these levels. Let's get the lore.
I wonder who that monument was built for. I don't like it, standing there, watching us from above. It only reminds me that the Toads could come at any time. So far, we have only been a minor annoyance to them. But how long until they come for us? We need this shipyard so we can leave before that happens.
Alright, so clearly not quite as keen on the big statues as I am. That's okay. Ah, this one. Okay, we're making a cube. So, we get this out. I believe Nova did a solution for this just by accident, more or less. That was minimum welders using that counter and stuff set up. So probably I can do it too, right? You would think. What's the best angle? I could make a big 5x5 cube. Knocking out these in the top could be hard. I could do another one like I just did, where I have all the pieces come out separately. I mean, okay, so there's always, I could go back to the old tech where I put a blocker down in front of the output and just stall it until I'm ready. Is there a way? I don't think you can destroy a hole like this in the top. You could get the ones in the sides with lasers. I don't think you can get the one on the top other than just by, you know, assembling it such that it doesn't have that, or such that it does have that hole. I think what I want to do is wall of lasers, and then block. We're going to do a 3x3 here. So that makes the, and then one more block here, and then more lasers here and there. So that's going to make, oh, I didn't put a sensor on it, but the circular, like, O part of this shape. And then I want 2 of these 3-block long rods. So 1, 2, 3, and then sensor here. I guess actually I could put the sensor here for this one. There we go. Wire all this together. My intention with this mess is to create 2, or to create 1 O and then 2 long ways bits, and then cycle and make 2 more, another O and another 2 long ways bits, and then assemble them into that shape and then weld it. Can I put a piston here? Does the laser destroy the piston? No, it doesn't. That's good. I might need that. Okay, so take that away for now. You just come straight forward. Piston here. That should be a blocker. Oh, had that wrong. Blocker actually should go there. And then you're going to fall, put a block there. So this is resting on the blocker. We can move the belt over by 1 just so it looks not as bad. And then, let's see, block here. 4. Ooh, this probably needs to extend a little further though. So I'm like right up against the wall. I actually have room to work. So let's do that. Ooh, if I do it here, do I have to worry about the laser? No, I don't actually have to worry about the laser. We're good. This I think is the row. Perfect. So this one should have the blocker on it. And then 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here, it's going to assemble this doodad. So sensor there. Rotate it around. That's pistons. Connect it with a wire. And this will drop these 2 pieces into place. I did not last long enough with the sensor. But we can fix that with more sensors. Problem solved. Now I would like to turn off production of more while this is all happening. So let me wire this same feed into this piston here. Will that work? No, that doesn't work. Need to move this piston further along. You can go there, sure. And then just bring the wire up and over roots to get past everything important. There we go, that should do it. Oh no, it's still got 3 even before it, that builds fast, wow, okay. How far does it get? 1, 2. Here's where I'd like to stop it. This one's made it to the, if I block on this tile, does that work? So I have the blocker here. We will send that into a flip-flop. Oh, there's the lore down there. Let's hear some lore while I build this. Oh no, we already heard the lore. Alright, there was the last level that didn't have lore, not this one. I'm losing it. Alright, there we go. Connect that up from behind. Put a block here. Sensor. And then this sensor should connect to this mess. How's that work? So we get number 2, and then it blocks number 3. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. Cool. Now I need to assemble the other junk in here. So one is going to go there, one's going to go there, and 1, 2, 3. One needs to go here, and one needs to go here. And then I need to weld all this. No, one higher than that. Oh, hang on, hang on. New idea. No, it doesn't quite... Instead of this setup that I'm doing now, I don't like it. I'm thinking, what if I make one piece like that? Because this would only need... How many welders would this need? I could do it with 2 welders. I have to rotate them around. Okay, so thought that was a good idea. Since you can't rotate things like vertical ways, I don't think that's as good an idea as I thought it was. So this is probably a situation that calls for just like moving some welders all over the place. We can do that. That's fine. That's a little bit in the way. That's okay. These 4 are going to do something different. Come over here. And we can do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. With some pistons. This is a classic little setup here. Sensor there, turn it into that kind of sensor. And then I think that's all going to fall down, so I'll put a block. Okay. Perfect. So, this one is going to drop into place there. Get rid of these. And then we'll have a block under it with a piston. That's too low. I'm thinking the piston will extend and catch the next guy. Is the scheme. See if that works or not. That hasn't worked at all. Why did that not work? Oh, because this belt's in the way now. Duh. Of course it is. First of all, I'm gonna move the I'm gonna move the giant cube assembly because I don't like it having all this other extra stuff around it. So we'll move it over to, let's say, there. 3, 4, 5. Now the cube will assemble itself here, which is at least different. There they are. Great. Here and here are going to have blocks fall in. There you go. That should work. It should be just high enough to not be in the way. They are the wrong way around. Probably should have noticed that. But I did not notice that. Let's fix that. Is there enough room to turn them now? Yeah, there's plenty. Okay, great. Awesome. And then come this way. That is pretty much what I'm building, isn't it? I think you're onto something. Let's put that there. Piston here. So the sneaky scheme here is going to be to... I should wire these though. That'll make it work. Drop all of the long ways blocks in place. Move the welders around somehow and weld everything together. And then solve the puzzle. So that's the plan. So it's a pretty planned out plan, as I like to say. That drops there. Block here. Does that get that in the right place? No, it doesn't, because these should be blocks. So they don't just grab the pieces and start moving them. Okay, that has dropped that in the correct place. That's good. Then the one behind it, we're going to send on like a little bit of a magical journey. And the reason for the magical journey is to give time for this one to land in place. Because I want this one to land above it. Ooh, I could try to time the welders to be in place and immediately weld it on, you know what I mean? Like if the welders were up top, I mean that's a stupid idea, but I could do it. And I rotate this thing around and do it again. That's probably harder than just moving the welders, honestly. So, what I'm thinking is that the welders are going to be sitting here and here. Now, not permanently. I'll need them to be mobile, but like that. But they're not there yet on the first one. They only get there on the second one. I think I'm good to have the welders connected. I think I can get away with only doing horizontal welds, which will make this easier to work with. Ugh. When this thing fires, that should also activate the welders, I'm thinking. So we'll have them start back here with a blocker in the way, but when that goes off, the blocker also goes off and lets the welders through. It's probably going to push them. It didn't even last long enough for them to escape there. I can add a second sensor to alleviate that. But I'm also going to want to add some blocks like this. It's pretty good. I got through the first 3 levels of this zone. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool if you could color code different parts, so they're not just all orange and you could tell things apart from each other. Yeah, so I got through the first 3 levels of this zone without any welding at all, which was great. This is the first time I have to do welding, and as you can see, I've already lost my mind. The new gimmick for this area is these lasers. So all the materials for this come in these like sheets of metal like this, and then when it hits a certain point, I use lasers to cut out the shapes that I need. So I'm able to cut out shapes to try to make the welding as easy as possible. What I'm doing here, so we're making this big cube with all the bits cut out, and my plan to make it is these big O shapes and then dropping in the side pieces. So that's that side. Now I would need to drop the welders to get this weld, bring them around here, and then do the same thing on the other side. That's my sneaky scheme at the moment. So you guys come over this way. That's going to pick up the guy. I don't want to do that, so just do like this. 4 C shapes instead of 2 O's. That's a really good call. Yeah, I think that would work really well, actually. Right, because that's the issue I was having, was that I couldn't figure out how to do it without having to move the welders at all. But yeah, because they would just go together like this. I've built this in a poor spot, but you get the idea. It would weld together like that, rotate it, weld it together, rotate it. That's a much better idea than what I'm doing. I'm committed now, but that is a much better idea than what I'm currently trying to do. So we can put... Oh, check this out, though. If I put a piston down, maybe you already knew this, and then I... Oh, this actually needs to be a blocker. I can hit C, and it turns into a blocker. How about that? Why did this whole thing fall down? I guess it's not supported. Boom. Yeah, there's a lot of blocks work like that. So conveyor belts, you hit C, they turn into upside down belts. Rotators go into other way rotators. Lasers turn into eviscerators. Sensors turn into like downways sensors turn into sideways sensors. And same thing with welders. Pistons into blockers. Wires don't do anything and lifters don't do anything. So the fun ends there, but yeah, it's still pretty fun. You guys come this way. So I can do a sensor here. Okay, but the support's in the way. Let's fix that. Alright, so there. I have put the sensor too low. Let's move that. So what this will do is once the top guy's welded on, it'll drop the welders. There we go. So that's this whole side done. Here's the welders. I do need to turn the... Luckily, with this setup, I can use... Even with my setup that's not as good as your setup, I can use the 2 welders already hooked together. so I don't have to manage them separately, which is nice. There we go, and then hit another one of those. There we go, and then that should hit a lifter. Excellent. And then that... Does that get in the way of anything? I don't think so. Sick. And then let's see. So we want it to come over here. Should go there, I think. Oh, that's going to be in the way of the O, though. Get rid of that. That'd be pretty good. That'd be a good game. Oh, and I put this in the way. Wasn't there one Flash game kind of like that? Like McDonald's Flash game? Or something like that? It was like an art piece or something. There they go. And then I can put one here. So it's just going to be a trick of catching this one at the right time. Yeah, because if there was one there ready to weld, that would do it. I welded in the wrong place there, but that's okay. 3. I think right here. Okay, so I can't keep the connection through there, because if the connection's through there, then I can't actually get the block off in any way. Yeah, but that's the right height. So, rotate you around. That should be a piston. And what I would like to add some wibble wobble to this guy. There we go. That'll delay that one. Oh, you're pushing me. Stop. There we go. So that gives time for that first one to get in place, and then the second one gets in place. Excellent. The Galactic Mac. That's a good name. They should use that. Alright, block here, and then piston here. So once there's a guy in the way, this piston will extend. Here come the welders. Connect those, connect those. I also need to connect this side to the other side, I'm noticing. Although, actually, what I could do is get rid of this lifter way here. And get rid of this lifter. Bring you here. Do this with a lifter on... I think that works just as well. Ah. Here they come. Weld that. Weld that. And upside down... Yeah, that was my first thought, because that'd be super easy. The problem is this hole in the top, because you can't aim the lasers or eviscerators down. You don't do it from the sides. That was my first thought. My first thought was, what if I just make a giant cube? Yep, you hate to see it. My second thought was, what if I do whatever the hell I'm doing right now? And I didn't get to the third thought, which, you know, potentially might have been your much better idea of doing the C shapes. That's really clever. So I see the problem. I have blocked this. Let's, I can unblock it by connecting it that like that. Let's do that. So this is all welds have been made. Okay, that has fully assembled the cube, which is good. We love the cube. I can put a lifter here. That's a rotator to get my welders back. And then once the welders hit here... Oh, I can't put the lifter there because it'll block the block this guy. I'll have to put the lifter on a piston, I guess. We can do that. Here they come. Boom. Oh, or an upside down leeways one. I think these lasers are slightly weaker than Death Star tier, but they're pretty good. They're not taking down these statues, so you can't win them all, can you? Let's put some more upside down belts up here. That will just get the welders off of this. They'll land here, but that's fine if I put a lifter here. There we go, and I get rid of this one. I think that works. I think this will let me get the lasers back. This will let me get the welders back out. There they go. And the hypercube has been made. We'll leave you guys up in the air for now. Ooh, and then actually I can use that as a guide, right? Once the welders hit here, go ahead and wire down. We should have a piston with a belt on it that extends. Although, if I put the piston like this and the belt like this, it'll stick to the ground, so that won't work. So I need to actually have these guys start in the air. Oop. And that means get rid of this support column. And that also means that this wire needs to start like that. But that'll work. So we assemble all this crap. There they go. Welders in the air. Block has started to retract. It is caught on the piston. Ah, because of this thing. Okay, so this doesn't work because it's going to catch the block. I can use a flip-flop instead to do the same thing. Or something. So, when we sense a block here, it should activate this piston. Put it there. Ooh! Second piston, push a wire into the circuit to make an AND. Yeah! I understand all the words you just said. I'm trying to think about how exactly that would look. So, this needs to power this, but not permanently. So, if I make the wire really long, now I have room to screw around with it. Oh, hang on. That has connected to this wire, though, which we don't want. There we go. Yeah. The reason I'm not sensing that right now is because of this, but there's room for it here. That is the wrong way. There we go. So when this sees that there's nothing there, it will retract this piston with a wire on it, which is completing this circuit. Although I do need to support the circuit so it doesn't fall down. I think that works. So that goes in there. That completes this circuit. That guy drops in. That completes this circuit to extend the piston to catch it. Welders come through. Weld that. Weld that. That all retracts and stuff. Okay, great call. Great call. Let's go ahead and get this die moved away a little bit, and then over, and then into the goal. There we go. However that comes out, that'll work. So that should make one cube. Oh. Actually, this is the same height, so this doesn't necessarily work. until I add that. And that. There it goes. Why did it push itself? Oh, because of this die right here. Okay, neat. Very cool. There. That'll stop it from doing that. There we go. Okay, that makes one. Now it's just to reset everything. I say just. Welders are going to be up here. They need to get back to the starting point over there. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, belt. Make it upside down ways belt. Block out here. Oh, I need to rotate them twice, so we'll just do that. Cool. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. I think that came out on this side, so that's, we can just do this. Loop it around. And then drop to there. Actually, that needs to be like that. And then something needs to reset that thing. Probably the same one can do it. Oh, a mistake there was that I connected something to the welders so they weren't mobile anymore. Fool's move. There they go. Ah, this setup is in the way of the blocks. I should have realized that, but I didn't realize that. So, I can do it over on the other side where it's not going to be in the way. You move over there. You get rid of all this. Get rid of this. But that spot's fine. Yeah, and then come out over here and then just shove him back on the track. There they go. And then they are back in place. At some point there I need to reset the circuit. Here is as good a place as any, I figure. And I'm gonna make a giant wire that crosses the whole world. There we go. That's a classic move right there. I think that's done it. Just need to see if it resets properly. This should make cube number 2. Okay, we got it. Nice. I think the C shapes would have been a galaxy brain move, but I did not think of the C shapes, so that's all right. Still got it in 2, just not necessarily optimal. I've actually lied to you. I used 2 welders in the previous level, and I forgot to mark them, so I'm going to put that on the score as well. But the previous level, I had to use welders, but I didn't have to make them mobile. So I was thinking I didn't use any, because it was so straightforward to just use welders like the normal way. So I have lied. I'll update the scores in a moment. Hup. Hup. Whee. Do the stairs work? Kind of. They're very janky. Good thinking as well. I really like the AND gate. That worked. Good thinking there. That's a good idea. This is exactly what I need it to do. That's why I built the right side, so that it would... Oh, hey, we're done. Like, drop in the thing and then catch it with the welder, so that it wouldn't have a piston sticking in the way. That... So, world 1... this is 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8-3 and 8-4 are both 2 welders. In 8-3, we had to make this shape, which I make by just cutting out all those pieces in slices and then just sticking it all together. So here's all the pieces and slices, and then I just kind of stick them all together with these 2 static welders. So, you know, good stuff there. And then before that was one about... Oh yeah, making this shape, which doesn't have any vertical holes on the top or bottom. And the input for this one is a big 5x5 cube. So I just had to laser it. I didn't have to weld it at all. And then the first one's a tutorial on the laser, so I didn't have to do anything there either. Anti-javelin battery. Let's send it. What's the lore?
Salvatros does not share Miruvo's interest in humans. Frankly, I'm kind of relieved. Could you imagine if they were all like that?
Salvatros is the one we're doing these levels for, hence the do it for Salvatros. Alright, we're making big gun. Got it. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so what we're doing here is taking these like crashed shuttles and turning them into big gun. Okay, I get it. So, each shuttle has 2 guns on it, and I need 6. And then one of those guns needs to have this little cube on it. I also need to make this bottom piece. Interesting. Okay. So, you come on out here. Let's take a look at what we're working with. Windshield's cracked. I don't need that anyway. Here's the blocks that we make the little bottom stand out of. I don't see anywhere on here that's a 3x3 of them. I see a, like, these 2, those 3 would almost make a full square. I'm thinking what I want to do is bring in 3 of these ships. One of them keeps the gun on it, and then I like keep this and this all together, and maybe this one too, just for convenience. And then stick the extra bits on. Those are with horizontal welds. And then getting all the gun turrets. Ooh, smooshing the gun turrets together requires at least 1 vertical weld. So this is going to be one of those pain in the ass levels. Certainly doable. Alright. Let's do our classic strats of shoving a piston in the way. When that activates, I have no idea, but we'll just do that when we need it. And then how long are you? 1, 2, you're 5 long. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, this should be a belt. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that's the end of that one. So they should line up about here. Then I can sense a signal here. 2, 3. Ah, okay, these belts, this belt doesn't work like I wanted because they're not long enough, so 3. Perfect. I say that as if that has done anything at all, but the idea is there. If you're sensing the gun, wires need to come back here. And we need a piston. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should... Those are too high. Excellent. Hey, how are they too high? Oh, it's because the whole thing is too high because I'm stupid. Okay. So we can hook all that around there. Drop that down by 1. I have lost a piston. Get back on there. Alright. Needs to be extended by 1 block. Whoop. There we go. And then also, we need to activate a flip-flop. So bring this wire around the back and up and over roots. Block here, sensor there, turn it into a sideways sensor, power that. And this should power this piston to keep any more from coming out. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, so now we have spaceships. We need to process them. Can I grab them all by the front? I probably can. Joop. Joop. Ah, that does not work. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Ah, okay. So I need to grab them by the back because that's where the extra bit sticks out. Undo that. And then just for consistency, let's do this one by the back too. But I do need these here. Why can't I count? Oh, because this one should be here to be by the back. There we go. Great. So, now what? I could fire a laser down this whole shebang. And the reason I would want to do that would be to get rid of the top layer of ship. Just like, you know, and just wipe them all out. I think that's probably a good idea. I could actually hook it to this. Yeah, so these 2 spots here, I don't think we need them. So that's that taken care of. There's also these things at the back, which is what I'm actually holding the ship by. We don't need those neither. So that's a job for one of these. Why did you guys stop moving? Oh, because the other one's in the way, of course. Duh. That is solvable by doing this in a way that's not as stupid. There. And that's going to fall because it's not supported, but I can support them underneath. There we go. Okay, great. 3 of them don't need the gun turret connected either. that would be this. And this. I have lost a gun. How come I only lost one gun? Oh, because the pistons pushed it. Okay, that makes sense. I'm going to get the guns off later while I can grab them, because that's kind of an awkward spot to do it. There we go. One of these guys, I would like to keep the gun on the little turret, but the other ones I don't need it anymore. So that just means bring this one forwards. How far forward do I need to go before I can turn? There, okay. So which way is priority? Good, that's how I wanted priority to work. That actually works out for me. And then a little bit more of this, a little bit more of this. There we go. These two over here are just... I'm just going to harvest them just for the gun. So when it crosses that threshold, a sensor out here will fire... Yeah, we can do that. So I want to sense the gun barrel, which is going to be up here. Oh, not over there. Get rid of that. That'll sense the gun turret. Oh, it'll actually sense the first gun turret. So let's bring it out by 4. Or, yeah, that's good enough. That does get in the way of this thing. Okay, that's where we want it, is right here. So it's not in the way of this, but it's as close as it can get. When that senses the gun turret, that means I'm going to fire on the 2 blocks underneath it. Ooh, this could get in the way of this die, though. No, not if I'm smart about it. These 2 over here, and then these here, which I can wire like this. Look like a maniac. Alright, and then we just have 4 guns. So that's good. I'll deal with them later. Over here, this guy coming this way. I actually would like this one more to the side. I think so if I cut it up in the right way. Because I can get a tile of 8. Ooh, actually, good point. I might need to recover some of those. That's easy to do, though. I can just get rid of these 2 lasers. Here's 4. I want to keep that one on it. So this could be like 3, 3, and then 2 more in the corner. I'll turn off these 2 lasers for the moment. If I need to harvest that again. Are they still connected? No, they're not. Okay, there we go. So we got that now. Got to back up. This one here. That is perfect. Now, do you keep doing that this way? Yeah, you do. Okay, great. So 1, 2, 3, back up. Laser, eviscerator. Ah, right. Of course that's not going to work. That's the extra gun that we need. Does this work? Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to send it over to the pit with all the other ones for now. This one, the back thingy is not getting eviscerated because all this wibble wobbling I'm doing. Yeah, this needs to be one block further forward. There we go. If I knock out these two and these two, I could then weld these two on there, and I just need a 3-block long streak. Also, give me a second to go to the bathroom. Alternatively, if I just recover these 4 and get rid of these 2 and this whole streak, that might be easier to work with. But I could recover these 2 and use them for something. Where do you land anyway? So as you come forwards, is it like here? I'm having trouble visualizing this part in my head. So it's like out to here. Okay. So if I bring this over like this, what does that do? That's gonna be too close, right? Yeah, that took out the whole thing. I didn't want to take out that much. Back it up. And then also drop this sooner. That is how much I wanted to eviscerate of that line. I think it would be easier to just eviscerate this one and recover all the extra material from the other ones. So one of them I need to make a 2-block long, one I need to make a 3-block long, and then weld them on. So this is going to be the start of our gun. And I need to recover some more materials for it. Where are you guys when this happens? Yeah, what if I... So I can actually have... Yeah, so my idea with this mess is to preserve the vertical weld between the base of the gun and this block, So I don't have to redo this vertical weld, which saves me from having to reset the welders to a vertical config for just this. That's the goal. If that actually turns out to be easier, God only knows, right? But that's what I'm thinking, at least, is that I would rather do these horizontal welds and then reconfigure for the top part than having to fuck around with this. That's my idea. Yeah, so I have to reconfigure for vertical welds for the barrels. And reconfiguring between horizontal and vertical is already a pain in the ass, so I don't have to do it twice. Doing it just once is plenty, I think. Can I have this kind of jump over? Like what I'd like to do here is add belts like this, but not these ones. I guess this is kind of in the way, isn't it? Alright, that is not helping me at all. Get rid of that. Great. So, skip this one, and then more belts. And then get rid of these. And support these like this. What that'll do is let the guns drop through. But, except for this one. There. Let the guns drop through, but keep the top plates. There we go. That's what that is meant to do. So, one top plate needs to be cooked into a just two-piece thing. That is very easy. And one needs to be cooked into a three-piece thing, which is also not that difficult. What happens if I do this? Great. So... one more block out. I'm going to do the cooking right here, ideally. So, eviscerators all down this side. Incidentally, this is a great case where a laser would work really well. There we go. This block here should get eviscerated. This will make the 3 block long. So there's the 3 block long. And then over here, I think eviscerators on these 2 make the 2 block long. There we go. Cool. So let me move the gun a little bit to a sort of staging area. Yeah, this would be a great spot. What I'm doing with the eviscerators is making my 2 and 3 block long rods here. Is the idea? Ah, okay, this doesn't drop where I think it's going to drop because of the gun barrel. Let's do this. There we go. So I need to get the 2 block piece in somewhere and the 3 block piece in somewhere. I think by necessity that's going to mean welders going this way and this way, right? I don't think I can do those in the same blast. So Does that line them up correctly? No, it does not. Cool. Okay, in that case, the 2 is going behind it. That's good, but it needs to be further over. That's another rotator. There we go. And then just cart that in. That goes there. And then the 3 block needs to end up on the other side. Somehow. Oh, we can do that, yeah. Can the 2 still rotate? If I think they'll get the 3 in the way. No, that works. Okay, that lines everything up except for the 2, which is now on the floor. So just do this. There. Perfect. So now it's going to be a question of running some welders along this side and then along this side to get that. Which way do you need to turn? There you go. So put the corner in for making them have room to corner. That's the correct way to turn. Excellent. Get a sensor in above it. Do. Piston, another piston. Rotate them around the right way. Support this one. That's already the right way around. Piston here. Wires down there. How I get the gun out, don't know. We'll figure that out later. So that's assembled. I guess the gun will come out this way and we'll just figure out how to do that. Okay, so. Yeah. Let's get the other welder in. That is... Oh, they've stacked themselves up. Okay, that's fine. What's the plan on releasing the welders? Probably up here? How much stuff goes through this area? Nothing. Perfect. There we go. So they can start like up here with a blocker in the way. What will trigger them to activate? Also, that. I guess I can put an overhead sensor on the top of the gun barrel. So it'd be right here. Yeah. So there. Like that. Ah, that doesn't work because the gun barrel hits the wire. So let's snake it around like that. Ooh, okay, so there's the problem, is they didn't do this weld because they didn't have them right next to each other. Once again, that's fixable. I just need to not be an idiot. Let's get rid of this. Then get rid of these. Shunt that over by 1. Get rid of that. one of these aligner things. I know that is interacting with the red with the redstone with the wire, but that's okay because I can then pull this out back even further. Do that. There. There they go. And makes that weld. Here they come, rotating around, in position for this weld. And that has assembled the gun barrel mount thing. Nice. So 2 things need to happen here. One is that some friggin' how I need to actually get the gun off of this platform, which could be interesting. And number 2, you get back in place, is I need to get the welders ready for their next task. Let's put this here. Is that in the way as the gun drops? No, it's not. Okay, cool. It will be... No, it won't. I'm surprised that wasn't in the way of anything. Okay, cool. I mean, we take those. And the wire... Where did the welders land? These 2. Okay, so I need to move the wire this way. The welders can just come on out this way. And when they hit... Let's say here. No, here, because then I can do it underneath this line. That will... I need to get rid of this. Push that forward, and I'm just going to see what that does. Like, where does the gun go when I do this? Okay, that's not, incredibly useful. I'll be honest. What if I block this? Up, like that. It'll have to follow these belts, right? Yeah, that's a great call. Once I worm it out of here, we just lift it. That would work great. Yeah, so it clears like all the way to like here, I think. So I can just do that. There it goes. I did misplace the lifter, but yeah, there we go. And there she goes. Okay, excellent. We now have the lifter, or we now have the gun barrel in a place that is, technically accessible. Also, I think it's like nearly lined up with the it's almost lined up with the goal there. If I actually if I do this, it'll line up with the goal. That's funny. I don't think that'll help at all, but we can do it anyway. No, that hasn't worked. It was better before. What's the next step? Okay, I guess immediately the next step is to get it off of this somehow, right? So, how high is that compared to where it lands? Pretty good guess. So, block here. Upside down ways conveyor here. Blocks around like this. And then we catch it by the nose. Also, just for my sake, I want to grab all this junk and move it to the left one there. So that'll catch it by the tip of the barrel, because that's the most safe way to transport a weapon. And there it goes. Great. Now I need to do something with the other 5 guns. And there she goes. Okay. How deep does it go? There it goes. Okay. If I do like this, I could stop it and some friends next to it. So one of these gun turrets actually wants to end up on there just preemptively. You'll do. Okay, great. So this one that's already over here. What if we instead sent you this way? Oh, well, that's going to interrupt. That's going to hit the gun. So just make some more room. Oh, this is going to collide with the gun as well. Yeah, exactly. It's like I didn't think it was that important, so I chucked it in the volcano. I hope no one needed that. There we go. Just make room for the gun turret. And then here comes this die. Okay, now I need to pipe in one of the gun barrels from over there to over here. And I can run the welders by it to weld them together. And then in theory I could have more gun like over here, kind of weld them as well. Like I'm imagining a little welder track running parallel to this, right? So what can we do over here? I need one of these. So I think I can just grab it. You go here. So doot belt. Does that catch the gun? It does indeed. A slight problem there. It doesn't let the other one through. That's okay. So this one I want to end up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I need 2 more of belts. Oh, that's on the wrong side though, isn't it? Yeah, because this is gonna make a gun that's it's not right. So this belt should be more like this, but with a blocker. Yeah, that'll work. So, make that a blocker. Okay. What should allow it through? Well, it's when the gun gets in position, so it'd be a sensor like down here. Yeah, there we go. So get rid of that. I think it's like this. And that's what's going to let it through. There's the gun. And then that drops it on top of it. Not quite what I wanted to do there. Don't know that I 100% thought that one through. Let's delete those, grab the area select, and then grab all this, move it over to... Can I not do that? Not let me? There. Alright, so that has assembled the sort of bottom barrel of the gun. If I can get the welders in place here. Yeah, that's good. So this one actually can be a belt. And then the welders are going to go here and here. I just need to get them in place before all this other junk. So let's lifter. And I found you can just do like this. And it'll just automatically sort of push things off of the lifter there. Does anything important fall through these holes? Yeah, the gun. Okay, that's getting dangerously close to the guns, though. Let's move the lifters this way. Or actually, we could come around the back, right? Oh, right, that's not going to work because this doesn't. Okay, so that is the right height. Oh, that's going to be in the way of this thing, though. Ugh. Hang on, I can get there. Pull this out some more. You know what? Just under everything. Nuts to it. And then we'll come up on this side. And that needs some rotators in here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's too high, right? Yeah, it's gonna be too high. Oh, and then that's not gonna work at all because I deleted the belt. No, that's perfect. Okay, great. Drop this down 2. Lifter here. 1, 2, 3. Belt there. There they go. That doesn't even need to be that high, does it? I could drop this down by 1. It'd still work. Why are you floating? Oh, because the lifter. Right. That's how lifters work. They make things float. There. Excellent. Double piston here. And if that gets in the way of the gun barrel, so be it. I'll figure it out then. And then piston. Okay, good. That's already supporting itself. Yeah, that'll be fine. Come the welders. That's the wrong way. Let's hit C on this to fix it to the right way. Now, how's the timing work out on this? If I've gotten really lucky, the timing might just work. Not quite, but I could fix it by moving the sensor that activates that junk, let's say here. That puts that there. Ah, okay. The welders need to get here before the gun does entirely. Or does this work? Guns in place. Welded together. Okay, we have now made a 3-block wide gun barrel platform thing. Which is exactly what we wanted to do. Now, actually, conveniently, it is lined up with this, so I might be able to cook something with that. There we go. No, it's one block too far forwards. That's funny, but we can work with that anyway. That's fine. Does this fix it? If I can line it up with the goal, I could do something cool at the end, which is obviously the most important thing. That now lines up perfectly with the goal. Excellent. So the next thing I'd like to do is to actually all 4 of these guns need to end up on this line here. Not just the one. So you guys go over there. And then these 2, I'm going to try to get out with lifters. Or I could just use them from where they drop to. Just like pull them underneath, right? That'd probably be easier. Which side are you on? Here, great. So drop that down under all this crap. Lifter there. Conveyor. That is going to take it to there. Okay. So this should catch it with another lifter. Yeah, I think that works. Ah, not if I put it on the wrong side. Also, I can raise the lifter up by 1 because of how the upside down ways thing works. There we go. That doesn't actually need to be lifted anymore. Now that just works. Me when it just works. That should be enough room for them to fit through, and they do. That one shoved this guy off the table, which is not great. If I just add another belt layer to it. That's a clusterfuck, but I think that'll work. Gun barrel in. Ah, I see the problem, which is that this thing will deactivate when the gun's not there anymore. Sounds like a case for a flip-flop. Now we love flip-flops, so that'll be we can do that. Let's build it right here. There's the piston. There's the floor. There's the other piston. There's the sensor. Let's make it the right way, a sensor. And then actually put it here, because I get over here more. Block there. This will activate that piston. This sensor. I'm on the wrong side. Activates that, perfect. And then we'll deactivate it, at some point. Not a big deal. And the reason I've done all that is because now we assemble the gun turret right next to the goal. I just need to weld these 2 pieces together, which we can do with a classic bit of welder drop. So, in order to drop the welders, probably the best bet is going to be just a couple blockers here. Okay, I should support them though, so they don't just do that. Great. And then once they are dropped, a belt, nope, through here with another blocker beneath. Should support that as well. So these should drop at, some point. I don't know. Probably I can tie it to this thing. 1, 2, 3. Once that goes, it has a guy there permanently. These should drop. I think this won't drop them for the... I think that this will only drop them once the gun's in there permanently. We'll see if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. And then here we go. Yeah, see, that wasn't enough time for them to fall. Now they fall. Line up here. And then... Oh, they should be one block forward as well. I guess just when this fires, just activate a timer. Yeah. I have no idea how long to make this timer, so we're just gonna wing it. That looks pretty good, right? When we get to this bit, that is going to drop this piston, which drops the welders. It'll weld together the last weld for the thingy. I have made the timer backwards. Tiny issue. Fixed it. There's one. There's two. There go the welders. Okay, that was, I think, fired too early was the problem. I think the little... Because it fires twice, right? So I think that fired too early. Yeah, so there that goes. Welders drop. Yeah, okay. Timing loop needs to be way longer. There. How about now? That's one set done. There's the gun. Drop the welders. Welders are in place. I could speed that up a little bit. But they made the weld, so now this thing is done, which is good. Welders can come this way. Sensor down here that will sense the welders. Actually, it should be on this side. And when that senses welders, it will extend this piston. No, it won't do that. It will activate a flip-flop. And the flip-flop will activate this piston. Actually, I don't even need the wire. Just piston there. Belt on it. There we go. And at some point in the reset process, I just fire the anti-piston. Gun made. Alright, and then we drop the welders into Mount Doom. Good stuff. I think the welders are facing the right way already. I just need to get them back to the starting point. That comes up to there. That's perfect. And then we need to get back up to there, so that's going to be another one of these. Another flippity ways guy. That brings it up to here. I did miss slightly, that's fine. And we loop the welders back to here. And we'll have a sensor here that resets everything. So where are the flip-flops I need to reset? Obviously, there's this one that I just made. There's this one hidden under here. So these two both need a reset. And then last one, there's one more on top of this building. And that's going to allow new spaceships in. I think that does it. Here come the welders. Gun barrel in place. Guns. More guns. Drop them in place. Weld them. Push it in the goal. Welders looping back around. Reset everything. Okay. Here's the big moment is, does gun number 2 work? It's looking good. I think we got it. I can see most of the factory from like right here. Or I can just kind of follow the action. I'm pretty happy with this one. It's got the usual Impossible Game Challenges daily clusterfuck jank to it. But I like this one. I feel like a really sloppy... I feel like this part's not very good. Where it assembles the little base for the gun turret. But I feel like this bit over here where it assembles the top half of the gun turret's really clean. So I think it averages out. In my eyes. Well, I guess I did kind of very slightly end up using the little holes here. Because 2 of the gun turrets come through there. Or gun barrels, rather. I do like the look of these levels as well, like the Mount Doom lava, the big statues. It's pretty cool. How are we doing? 3 more, okay. Not going to win any awards, I don't think, on this one though. I want to reiterate that my goal here is to build these things quickly, because we don't know when the overseers are going to find out we're doing this, but they're going to come stop us at some point. So they needed my expertise to build everything quickly, and so that we could get out fast. That's why they hired me to do this. So I think they might have hired the wrong person for the job. This wire is actually technically in the way of this barrel, but it doesn't matter. So we got lucky there. Is this 2 or 1 left? We did it! Nice! And my footprint score isn't... It's at least still on the chart. The other one's not so much. Great. Let's update the scores. 8, 5. We got 2. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. What is MagTube Corridor? Yeah, we got time.
Dave and I argue whether anyone noticed our disappearances. It's impossible to know how many humans the overlords took. Dave said it could be millions. If that is true, what are they doing back home? Did anyone else see the lights over my town? Is anyone searching for us? Did our countries join forces to figure it out, or are they blaming one another? Does everyone just think it's a massive conspiracy? When we go back, if we make it back, how will we explain Salvatros's plan? We were abducted by aliens that look like toads, and now these other aliens that look like frogs want you to come back and fight the toad-like one. Are they even remotely prepared for this back on Earth? Are we?
So it sounds like it's a pretty planned out plan, I would say. Ah, so what we're making here is tubes with different tubes in the corner. So the tubes... So big globules come out here, and then the smaller tube comes out here. Ooh. So... What? Oh, also there's a stairway to heaven, or hell. What is the point of this stairway? Why is that here? Oh, right. What's the plan here? Obviously, I could carve out these 3x4 panels and then these 3x4 rods. Like, I could configure the lasers in such a way that they make exactly these shapes. Assembling them would require liftering, some welders. That's not the worst thing I've ever done. Can I do it cleverlier? I don't think so. Hang on. These two are also going to need to get welded together because they're separate pieces. So we need a horizontal weld here and a vertical weld here. Still doable. Annoying. You had the C-shapes idea last time. You got anything? Does anything come to you looking at this? I could do walls with vertical welds and then bring the other pieces in. I could do a table and a ceiling with horizontal welds, then plop them all together. I feel like floor and ceiling might be easier because I could put floor, walls, these, and they would all just kind of stand in place by itself, right? So... First I make this piece, and then another one just like it. And then add the walls, like slide them in. And then finally take the other piece I made just like it, stack it on the top. Slam that together, and then vertical welder here and here. I think that makes sense. You know, enough. So, this guy here, lasers here to cut off a chunk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, up top. 1, 2, 4, 5. A sensor here to detect when it's in place. There we go. And then we also want lasers in each corner. So that would be here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 here. 1, 2, 4 here. That's a sensor. Up. And then here. And in addition to those, we want this whole middle bit to get lasered as well. Not this one. Yeah, there we go. So those are 5 long. Is that right? It should be 5 long. Yeah, that's good. And ideally, I would also block the next one from coming in. So we'll take everything out this way with a piston here on a flip-flop, of course. There we go. And then we can just power that with this. So once it chunks off a blast... Oh, I see the problem is that... No, that worked, that worked. It did, it fell off of the... What are you stuck on? Something is stuck on something, and I can't tell what. Oh, this piece, like, got swallowed by this. Interesting. I think I can fix that by putting the piston here instead. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, that is going to make it not work on the next cycle. Unless I put the sensor here instead. Let's do that. There we go. And I've built the letter F. Very cool. Okay. Over here, this guy is just cooking. Let's see. Laser. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 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 This spot here should be a sensor. Run wires all along the back of this mess. Oh, I did hear this lore already. Here comes some of these. Boom. Okay, good. Also needs a piston just anywhere really to keep it from backflowing. I'm not sure which sensor to have on the hotbar since I can turn them in between each other. Because I kind of use both a lot. There we go. So that blocks the flow for the next set. There's literally no reason for this, but I'm going to move this guy down one. Great. So now I want to assemble the bases. I can use that same tech that I was using in the last level. I say tech with air quotes around it. Where I skip this hole and then continue here. That should drop the walls. Yeah, it drops the walls and keeps the big bases going. Which way does it go? Which prioritizes here? That's fine. I can work with that. So you guys come over here. What's the plan? So, I want to take these big pieces and smoosh them together to make a floor and a roof with some of these. So I need some of these then. Let's get belts in under all this. Which is priority here? Alright, very good. Although if I do that, then they keep hitting that, so that's actually not... I don't want them to keep firing the thing, so we'll do this. Cool. And so then just bring that guy back one. Great. Okay. Sync these up somehow. Oh, we got lucky there that the laser didn't hit these. Yeah, that was lucky. Okay, but that works, so that's fine. Maybe I lifter him and like drop him in place? For some reason, I'm drawing a blank here on how to... What I would like to do is like interleave these. So it's one of the black rods, one of the big plates, another black rod. I can get all those welded. And then like do the same thing again. I think it's just, I kind of, when the pieces get really big, I have a lot more trouble visualizing like what to do with them than when they're not the size of a planet. This is not going to do anything, I'm just being annoying. Alright, so they don't quite line up this way neither. But that's okay. If I put them both on this belt, what happens? I mean, that's kind of the order I wanted. Like, not really, but like a little. It's getting close, right? I'd like to delay the second one of these a little bit. Yeah, so if I sense... Do I have room for this? 1, 2, 3... Yeah, I do. Okay. Sense here. That will activate over here. A piston with a lifter on it that the first guy will miss, but the second guy will hit. I mean, I delayed him a little bit. Not enough. Why didn't that delay more? Oh, because it turns halfway through, of course. Move it over there. So that'll slow that down. How does the timing look now? Black rod, big plate, black rod. I need to slow it down a little bit more. Is that doable? How about with a second lifter? I don't think that makes a difference, actually. I could put 2 of these. Oh, but by the time that he's delayed the first one, doesn't matter. What if it hits a backways conveyor belt as it lifts? So like that. Is this anything? Almost. Can I raise this by 1? Will it still hit it? It kissed it, but it didn't actually backways convey it at all. Just slightly an issue. This almost worked, right? I'm really close for this stupid idea actually working. Let's see. Can I get another backways conveyor on? Would that do it? Also, does it stay in the air long enough to... Oh, no, because the lifter is not attached correctly. If I put another lifter here, that doesn't work. What about... Like, I need to lay it like one more frame. Like, it's that close. One, two, three, four, 5. So it should clear if I do this. Right? No, that doesn't clear. I need to go one more. Because it goes around the turn, though. So this should actually be one block further over. And then so should this. And then so should... Does it clear that? No, it doesn't. Okay, I see the problem. Get rid of this. Now it should clear. And then drop that by 1 so it can actually land on it. And then this is another backways conveyor belt. How about now? And then that's a fixie ways conveyor belt. Okay, that's done it. That is dumb as all hell, but that has done it. So, bring this around this way. I'm gonna send it around behind this. And then over. Do they all clear that? They start coming immediately, so no, that doesn't work at all. Awesome. That should fix it. Yeah, there we go. That's cooking. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the platform where I'm going to assemble things. Although actually this should be that. And the welders, which I'm just going to put statically for the moment, should go here and here. Except let's spin this one the correct direction. There we go. Let me check something. That's right, that's right, that's right. Yep, we're all set, we're all set. So that's that been made. There's one piece. And there's another. So, after all that work, I have a floor and ceiling for my magical magma tube. Great. We now send it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a belt here. Piston is going to go there. I'd like to assemble it right next to the base again if I can. So, see if I can drop it right here. That's like the landing pad. That has missed by 1 block. That's fine. That's good, and then I want to put a blocker here so it doesn't go too far. Actually, this blocker could be the sensor, because I need a sensor to activate this stin to push this. That'll be coming off of here. And that has hit perfectly. Great. I'll get rid of these. The reason for the 1 block drop down is just to help align it better. Okay, so this should make a floor and ceiling and then drop them in place. I'll probably need to stall one of them. Unless I time this like damn perfectly. Probably need to stall one of those two, but that's okay. We can do that. Drop this here. That should go like that. And that should go like that, right? Those are going to be the pieces that put the walls in. Which we'll need to carry around from the other side. I thought these 3 were like fingers for a second there on the stream overlay for some reason. Yeah, perfect. So these walls that I have been ignoring, now it's their time to shine. So come around here and around here. I think that's lined up. Which bit of the wall am I holding? I hope it's the right bit. No, it's the wrong bit. That is a simple fix of just doing it better, of deleting everything and then doing it better. How about now? Do they clear now? That should clear, right? They come. Yeah, easy. Okay, good. So bring it around town. I think right here is the spot. Let's add the belt. I've missed by 1. That was really good. That was a phenomenal guess. Okay. Fix this. Wonder if this is the maximum area I can move. Doesn't seem like it. Or if it does, it's longer than this. There we go. And then over by a couple. And then another long-ass belt. Which are going to hug the sides of the solution box, I guess. And then actually we should drop here, so it lands right in the middle. Wire this over here with a block and a piston and some wires and a sensor. There we go. Here come the wall and the other wall. And I've done it wrong again because I always seem to. These should be blocks. There we go. So that syncs up when they release. Boom. Here they come. So that's way too early, but like not by as much as you would think it'd be way too early. Let's add some blockers. Here and there. When should they release? What about just when this... Let me see. Let me see if I can figure this out. I could hook it up to this. Does that give enough time? And the right time? Is this... There. How's this? I can always futz with the positioning of the walls as well. Like, of the blockers for the walls, I mean. There goes the floor. The blockers have immediately pushed the walls off the edge. I should have expected this. Let's put a protective barrier so they can't do that. That is too soon. So move these blockers quite a ways back, I think. Let's like try like here, maybe. Bring that over. Protective barrier. There. Okay, how's this do? I bet this is now going to be too long, and I have to bounce it back and forth to find the sweet spot. That's looking good, actually. That's looking really good. That was perfect. That was that was incredibly good. Okay. Love to see it. Now it's a quick case of welder drop and then welder anti-drop. We can do that. So, right now the welders I have just static here. That's not going to be the way for much longer. There we go. And then a blocker here and a blocker there. So, and then drop this down. Hang on, I've accidentally opened my microphone settings. I do not need the microphone settings right now. What I do need... Yeah, perfect. So this is going to assemble the two welders in a stack, ready to drop right where I need them. Which is, of course, right here. And we can get a blocker underneath it. There we go. It would work better if I actually had something release these at, some point. Sensor here will do it. Because that'll be active for a while. One problem we have sometimes is when the sensor isn't active long enough. But since it's going to be a big piece, that'll work fine. Connect those through there. And anywhere I can not use a flip-flop is good because then I'll have to reset it later. Alright, now I think I've got two. Alright, welders in place. It looks like once this lands, we're actually good to weld. 5. Sensor here. I think that is fine for the welder drop. We'll have to check that. That might be a little tight, but I think that works. I have blocked the wall from going in. So perhaps I should put this in a spot that's not there. Ooh, okay, I see the problem is... I see what the problem is now. Can I simply... No, that's already the farthest it'll go. But I need that there. Perhaps a timer is going to be the better bet than trying to sense it. We can do that. So once the welders hit here, that will activate a timer. There, blocking up there. This one does not need to be too long because it was pretty much ready to go anyway. There we go. Some sensors here and here. Drop that underneath, and then you're that. Boom. I think that'll do it. Here comes the timer. I hooked it to the wrong piston because I'm very tired. Let's fix that. Welders in position. Drop them. Did not drop them for long enough and it immediately anti-dropped them. I can fix that with more sensors. So we'll just do this. One more for good luck. And then wire it all underneath. There. That should be enough. And if not, I can just add more sensors again. There they go. There's one weld. There's two welds. I need to catch them before they land on the base there. I'm actually thinking that what I want to do is float them up again here with a like backways conveyor and then drop them a second time rather than trying to futz around with like raising them at the right time. That might be a fool's move, but that's okay. Is that the right height? Yeah. So that'll be another lifter there. Should connect that to something, ideally. There we go. And then this one can have a belt, which should be upside down, and rotate it back around. So that actually comes up pretty much right underneath this one. I think that's right? Yeah. That'll work. And then locker here. So that'll stack the welders up there. Can I reuse this timer to do this one too? Probably I can. Let's make it needlessly complicated for no reason. There we go. And a sensor here will also start the timer. I think that works. That's half the welds done. These are still not welded on. Something has not worked. What has not worked is that I've blocked the stuff with my stuff. There we go. Color coding these would be pretty nice, I think. Even if it's just for the sake of everything is orange. And make it, not everything is orange. Resetting the welders. Timer's activated. Drop them again. Alright, this is now fully welded. And actually, I don't even need to do this bottommost one, really. I can I could stop him early, but I don't really care. So, once the welder hits this spot, I can activate a secret piston here with a belt on it, and I can have a real belt there and here and all the way to the goal. That'll be what drags the piece out to the goal, with the wiring underneath like this. There we go. And now it's just a matter of getting the welders back in place. So let's see over here. Dude, I think that's too low. Yeah, they can go higher than that. So I get a lifter here. And a welder there. That is in an interesting spot. Perhaps I will use regular belts for a second here first to clear the timer. Then we can do this. So, perfect. Once again, that's an interesting spot for it. That one's easily fixed, though, by just raising the wire. We can do that. Actually, I can use that wire, if I don't delete it, to hold my belt as well. Yeah, there we go. And this is the right height for the welders, actually, so let's let's bring them home. Can I wire these in a way that's not this, so that I can just surely I can, right? That will reset the welders. Well, it won't. Now it will. And then we can run this under here. There we go. This also needs to activate all the flip-flops. There we go. And then there's one over here. So make a giant-ass wire across the whole stage. This guy right here. There. I think that does it. There's the floor and ceiling coming in. Walls go in. Welders in place. Drop them. Cycle them. Drop them again. So immediately, we didn't pull this guy off of the panel. So that's that's a slight concern. I think the problem is because I'm an idiot and didn't connect the wire. Let's do that. That should help, I would say. Having the wire be connected. Probably better than not having the wire be connected. Assemble that. Drop. Drop again. We've made one successfully. The welders did not cycle successfully. Is this an ID 10T error? Maybe? Where'd they... What? Belt here. Rotate it. Upside down it. Get rid of you. Alright, what's the problem? There's not one. Okay, good. I like it when there's not a Prablorm. There's my stupid delaying setup. I can't believe that works. That's great. I really like that. That's so shit, but in a really good way. Alright, now we just sit back and watch. Where should I stand? Let's get a view of this bit. And then it comes around back here. That's the floor and ceiling assembly. Don't have a good view of... Actually, we have a great view of this. Thank you! I appreciate it. I really like this weird, stupid timing setup I have. Where that, like, goes on the lifter and then gets punched back. And that's really... I like that a lot. There's those drop into place, walls in place. We drop the lifter, raise the lifter, drop the lifter. Dunzo. Lifter reset, or welder reset even. Here these come. That, I love that. It's so dumb. And then this all works out. There goes that. This one's pretty good. I like this one. Like I was saying, sometimes when I'm working with the really big pieces, and these are pretty big pieces, it can be hard for me to sort of visualize what I need, like where I need them to go, like, you know, where I'm holding the piece by, like, you know, how to work with it. But I think this came out pretty good. Thank you. Yeah, I really like how well everything shoves into place right here as it assembles. Also, we got lucky with the lasers missing the other pieces there. That's going to push me off. Yeah, so like right here, I love how that just assembles like that. That's really cool. We're not going to win any speed awards for this solution, though. Not for this two welders thing. So I'm currently working on doing every level with as few welders as possible, which is almost so far has always been either 0 welders or 2 welders, and that's why you see me screwing around with like running the welders around this belt to like do the vertical welds. Like there they go. So that in its own right makes everything take absolutely forever. Because I have to keep recycling where the welders are. So I don't see much reason to try to optimize solves. I was joking earlier that the minimum welder challenge is the same thing as a maximum every other block challenge. I did optimize a couple, because at the start of the challenge, also we beat the level. Let's go. I didn't know that you could move welders, so I was like, okay, let's just see how few we can use, and then, you know, that's it, right? So like there's a couple like way back at the start of the challenge that I did with like 4 welders or something, and I can show you one I was certain was impossible. Was training routine 5, because this is before you unlock like any pieces to use, and you have to make these L shapes that need a horizontal weld and like one weld going this way and one going this way, right? And I don't have rotators yet unlocked. So it's like, well, okay, clearly there's no way to do this outside of just having 3 welders. No, I was a fool. You can actually do that one with 2 welders if you put them on belts like this and they just go back and forth. So I will optimize the solution if it lowers the welder count. Yeah, this one was like the first one where I was like, ooh, this welder thing might be trouble. But the old wobbly welder strategy pulled it off. And then another one that was another one I went back and optimized. I was really worried about that one where you make the studio apartment, because the pieces are all so big, and when you look at these, so you have to do one weld here at this height level, like this height level, to weld the TV to the wall. And you have to do one weld at this height level to weld the TV to the floor, right? So I was like, well, I need 3 welders because I don't have lifters unlocked yet, and I can't, like the floor starts at the height it ends at, so there's no way I can play with heights and stuff. But Sunskater actually figured out as we were playing this level that what I can do is make all the TVs in the walls first, and then store them over here, and then you see those 2 welders there. So once they're all stored, then those welders will like drop and start going around the room. There they go. And then all the other parts start coming into place. And I can weld the TVs to the floors. And so I only ever make 10, right? Like after 10 it breaks down. We only have to make 10, so it's fine. So now that we hit in, so we did this for this level, and then because now part storage is like on the table as something I can do, I had to go back and redo this computer thing, this one here, because my original solution used 3 welders. There's one down here, and then 2 up here. Because on this one you have to do both horizontal welds and vertical welds, and I don't have ways to reconfigure them yet. I didn't have the lifters unlocked. But I redid that one using part storage, and it came out looking like this. Hang on, I'm lost. So, like, I make all of the TV monitor lines first. Anyway, so if I optimize something, it's because I'm optimizing the welder count. It just makes the solution worse. Like this is slower and way more cluttered than the other one was. Yeah, that's way too long of an answer to a simple question. I just wanted to show these off because I really like them. And then it starts making these little desks. And then once I make 10 desks, I'm going to drop the 2 welders down. That desk is just stuck there forever. And then now that the welders are over here... Yeah, thank you for asking. Thanks for coming by as well. I can start making the desk and keyboard pieces. I make 10 of those. And I drop the welders down again, down to here. Sorry, I'm stuck inside a block. And then reassemble them into vertical welding mode to attach the TV monitors. So I have gone back and optimized levels, but only for the welder count. Although all that said, I did do one just for fun. It was this one. You don't need any welders in this level, so I optimized for block count. So it's 4 blocks. I like this. This is funny. Obviously, not a great score on cycles, but yeah, 4 blocks, not too bad. So that's where the challenge stands right now. Any level that doesn't use welders at all, like the first one in this set, this is actually I feel like a fairly good. Exactly. Yeah. Eventually they get there, right? It's fine. I feel like I've actually done a decent job with this one. Maybe a little spaghetti over here, but yeah. For the most part, once I beat the level, it's like, all right, we're good. I've beaten the level. All that said, the next one's Solar Cell Array, and it's getting a little late for me to want to start on a new level, so I think I'm going to call it there. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep doing the minimum welder challenge next week on Tuesday. I'll probably get Solar Cell and then start on these Atropos Station levels. I'm thinking... Okay, I want to say there's a couple more weeks of minimum welders, but I know the last couple levels in this game get like really long to where like one level might be the whole stream. So I'm not going to make any promises yet. But yeah, thank you for coming by. Have a good one. See you next time. Take it easy and have an impossible game challenges daily.